Now we will see the continuation of last class. In last class, we discussed about what is meant by impedance plethysmography and its application, and we have a light touch upon what is the principle which is behind in this measurement of blood volume changes, that is plethysmography. Right. So as I said before, plethysmography is all about we can record the volume changes in the blood with the help of change in resistance. These tools are interlinked. Okay, by means of device we are going to assess only the change in resistance, that is the measure the change in resistance. We should know how this change in resistance is relating with volume changes, that is actual area of interest that we have to get to know. Okay, so this is the thing here, because by means of volume changes only we can assess so many things. Okay, directly we can't measure the volume changes, but we in turn by means of skin resistance, here we can easily measure what is we can assess what is the volume changes of the blood. So here usually they follow the two electrode system. Okay, we have different techniques in impedance plethysmography. They have been used two types. One is two electrode system, another one is four electrode systems. So let's start with the two electrode system. So here in two electrode system, we are going to place the two electrodes over the area where you want to measure the blood volume changes. Either you can use any conductive bands which just wrapped around your limb, that where you want to measure, or you can go with some kind of tape or electrodes with help of gel. You can place it over the skin. Okay, when once it get placed over the skin, then it will be easy to measure what is the electrical resistance over the skin. Okay, so once everything is set out, okay, this is the diagram for electrode system. So two electrode system, we have placed two electrodes. Once everything is set out, then we will pass the current source. Okay, in up and down, we will pass the current, because whatever current we are passing inside the body, again we have to take it out from the body. The loop has to be closed, otherwise it will burn out. We will have a experience of some kind of shock, so that need to be avoided. So that's why for applying the current source also we having the two set of electrodes. One is like by measure to measure the skin resistance. For that you have placed two electrodes. Another two electrodes, that is other set of electrode is placed in order to pass the current source, because this plethysmography is follows what Ohm's law, right? So our targeted is to measure the change in resistance. For that we are applying the constant current. Once the constant current has been flow across the path of the um, electrodes, you can see the some voltage drop. That voltage drop we can measure by means of some kind of voltmeter, in order to measure what potential difference between that is exist between these two electrodes, which whenever it crosses the constant current. Okay, when the current is passed by, immediately you can see some kind of voltage drop. That voltage drop will be measured by means of voltmeter. This voltage drop is a change according to what is the change in resistance where where the skin is having. Okay, so this how the principle is working. So the once you get the potential difference, we can easily find out the what is the change in resistance. So the output of this potential, the voltage we can given to any kind of bridge circuit, like if, for example, if you take Wheatstone bridge, you have now voltage and three fixed resistance. One is unknown resistance, that is nothing but your change in resistance, right? So we have to balance this circuit. So in this way you can come to know what is the change in resistance. Okay, so based on this you can easily identify, you can also identify change in resistance also. But here thing is like you have to assess what is the blood volume changes. So based on the change in resistance you can have some kind of voltage difference. If it is low means according to that you will get voltage. If it is high means according to that you can see the changes in voltage. From the changes in voltage itself you can easily correlate with what is the blood volume changes. There is no need to measure what is the electric changes here, but indirectly by means of output you are getting as a output you are getting from the circuit, which is voltage. From this itself you can assess what is the output, what is the volume changes. Okay, the second technique is nothing but a four electrode system method. So in this case we will be using the four electrodes. Okay. And then initially Z naught is nothing but it's the initial electrical impedance, that is below before like initiating the measurement. You will have some kind of impedance, right? That is a Z naught. Then once the instrument is get initiated, based on the volume changes, you can see the electrical impedance changes from Z naught to ZT. Okay, so this changes will happens over time. That is why we have a dz by dz, that is a derivative of impedance, so which is obtained to give the rate of change of impedance which is happen over a period of time. So we have the formula like by means of this impedance value you can easily find out what is the stroke volume. Okay, and then blood flow, we can assess two things, one is blood flow also and other one is stroke volume. So to measure the stroke volume there is one formula called cubic formula. That formula is I have given here, that is Kp into L by Z naught whole square and LVET dz by dt. Okay, so here the K is the constant and the L is the inner electrode distance and P is the blood specific resistivity and LVET is the left ventricular ejection time. It is mainly useful for measuring ventricular performance under load. Okay, so if we know all the values of this, then we can easily measure what is the stroke volume, because the stroke volume is, you know how important it is. It is the measurement of amount of blood is pumped out by the heart at each beat, right? So this is the definition of stroke volume. So by means of stroke volume you can analyze what is the efficiency of heart. So the impedance which you measure which you are obtained from the impedance plethysmography, not only it's meant for assessing the blood flow, even it can give the results. You can get the results of stroke volume also. Okay, so that's all about in today class. In today class which we had just discussion on the techniques, different techniques of impedance plethysmography. One is to two electrode system, another one is four electrode system. In next class we will see next topic. Thank you.